What is up, horror fans? Zomboy here. You're watching Twisted Terrors. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about 1988's Night of the Demons. This movie is an hour and 30 minutes long. It's rated R, and it's directed by Kevin Tenney. Same director as Pinocchio's Revenge, Witchboard 2, and then he produced the new version of Night of the Demons as well. This one, IMDb has this one rated as a 6.1 out of 10. Letterboxd has this one rated as a 3.1 out of 5. I'll read the plot. When partygoers at a deserted funeral home decide to have a seance on Halloween night, they awaken something evil with a thirst for blood. I like the quote on this one. Angela's having a party. Jason and Freddy are too scared to come, but you'll have a hell of a time. So this movie starts introducing the characters. They're all getting ready to go to a party. They're dressed up for Halloween, and they find out Angela, who's the creepy girl from high school, that she's throwing a party at Hull House. Hull House is an abandoned home that everyone knows about and knows it's super creepy, so a couple of them are hesitant to go. As everyone's getting ready, you've got Sal, who is Judy's, I'm guessing, ex-boyfriend, who's trying to figure out where she's going with her new crush, Jay, and interrogates her brother to find out that they're going to Hull House.
Judy's getting dressed. She's going to a party.
Party? What party?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Hey, this is my final offer, kid. Now take it and sing. Where's the friggin' party?
Sure. You'll be too chicken to crash it anyway.
Hey, try me.
It's at Hull House.
Hull House? What are you trying to pull, shorty? Your sister wouldn't be caught dead in a dump like that.
So you got 10 people going to this party at Hull House. They get there, there's this giant wall made of stone around this old abandoned home, and they go to say that if you listen to the ground, you can hear a stream running underwater. And that stream is there to keep evil demons from crossing the stream. Which obviously plays into it later. The friends are in there. They decide to have a seance. Angela is telling them she knows a seance, but she needs a mirror. So they find this old big mirror. She says basically if you stare into it long enough, everything will go black and you can see into the future or past or something like that. And as they start, the mirror goes black and one of the kids freak out and it goes away, and that's when something awakens in the basement of this old mansion. It reminds me of Evil Dead. It's a point of view flying shot, kind of like the demons, the Deadite view from Evil Dead, as it's flying from the basement up through the stairs and to where they're at, and it ends up possessing Suzanne. So it goes into her, she starts acting weird. A group decides to go to the bathroom, so you've got Sal and Suzanne, they're going up to the bathroom, and you've got couples, Judy and Jay, and Franny and Max. They decide to split off and go find some alone time in this old house. As the couples are getting ready to go upstairs, Suzanne ends up kissing Angela, and you can tell it's this long drawn out kiss, and when they're done kissing, Angela's not acting right, and you can tell that she passed on part of this entity that's inside of her to Angela.
I'm into all sorts of things tonight.
Sal thinks he's going into the bathroom with Suzanne, but she goes in there alone until he hears glass break and opens the door and the mirror's shattered, but she's nowhere to be seen. You've got Judy and Jay. They're kind of making out upstairs, and you can tell Judy's just not feeling it. She doesn't want to be doing that in this old creepy home. Jay gets really upset, ends up leaving, and leaves her in the room. At the same time, you've got Franny and Max. They find a room full of coffins, and they both agree that they have not been with someone in a coffin before, so they end up starting to kiss as well. Before everyone came upstairs, you've got Roger and Helen, and they decide this is not a good idea being in this house. And so they end up leaving with Angela's keys. And when they're outside, they realize that there's no more opening in this stone wall around the house, and they can't leave. And as Roger's looking for the opening, he realizes Helen's missing.
There is a gate here. There is. Oh, sweet mother. Helen? Helen! This isn't funny, girl!
He was right next to her, now she's gone, and so he ends up going to hide in the car. Stooge ends up going back downstairs, and this is one of the epic scenes in the movie where you've got Angela doing her dark, twisted dance to an amazing song. And so this scene's awesome because Angela, who's in this kind of witch costume, she's doing this dance for Sal, who's sitting there watching, and there's no music, and then all of a sudden music just randomly kicks on the stereo they bought, and it's an epic scene of her dancing in a really cool strobe light, which makes for a really cool effect. And it's kind of this long, sexy, dark dance scene, which is kind of synonymous to this movie. It cuts to Jay. He's upstairs. He walks in and finds Suzanne, and she's painting her face with lipstick. She's got lipstick all over. She's got a big heart drawn on her face, and she ends up seducing him. And as they're together, she starts acting super weird, and then as she looks up and she looks down, and now her face is an absolute demon, and she ends up gouging his eyes out with her thumb, which is a good scene. You got Stooge. When he comes down and sees Angela's dancing, he's excited because the party's...
Whoa, Sal, easy, man. A little jumpy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Now the party's back. And so is Stoogey.
Hey, careful, man. She's acting really weird.
Don't worry, Sal.
The party's on now, and so he goes out there and starts kind of dancing with her, and then she goes to kiss him, and as they're kissing, she bites his tongue off, which also turns him into a demon as well. So at this point, you got Angela, a demon, Suzanne, a demon, Stooge, a demon, and Stooge goes upstairs and finds Franny and Max. They are in a coffin, ends up breaking her neck and then smashing the lid on him a bunch of times till he dies as well. The practical effects in this movie are awesome. I love the demons. They got this giant mouthful of sharp teeth. You know, their prosthetics are really cool on their face. The house that they shot this in is super creepy. It's dark, it's old, it looks used, and it's an old funeral home, so of course it's got a lot of creepy elements on it as well. Roger comes back in when he realizes he can't get out. At this point, you have Roger and Judy are trying to get away from the demons who have chased them out onto like the roof of this 2-story building. And you have Sal as well, and Sal ends up trying to save them, and he gets pushed off the 2nd-story roof with Angela, and they fall all over the ground and die. He gets impaled by the fence, and you end up getting Roger jumps down, and he survives, and you've got Suzanne chasing Judy, and Judy's hanging from the side of the roof from this house, and she ends up finally letting go, and she gets caught by Roger, and they're trying to get out, and they end up crawling up and over the wall, which is covered in barbed wire and razor wire, so they're getting all cut up. But at this point, they're both so scared that it doesn't matter, and they end up getting out, and as they're turning around to look at the whole house, they see a demon hovering above it, and it's mad. And they end up walking through town all tore up and dirty. after a long night of survival against the demons. This movie's fun. The soundtrack's good, and this is one movie that I can watch over and over and over again, and it just doesn't get old. I'm not sure why. I think it's just because I like the vibe of this one. It's much got a vibe like Return of the Living Dead, where it doesn't take itself too seriously, but you can tell they're a horror fan. Like I said, the practical effects are good, the music is good, the visuals are good. You know, every time someone gets possessed, the fire in the fireplace which is going gets bigger. Like, there's just a lot of visual things in this movie that are neat. You got Linnea Quigley in this. She plays Suzanne. She's awesome in this movie as well. She's one of my favorite screen queens of all time. I love when she's in a movie just because I know it's going to be awesome. This movie is starring Amelia Kincaid as Angela. Got Linnea Quigley as Suzanne. Got Kathy Podwell as Judy. Alvin Alexis as Roger. Hal Havens as Stooge. I think this one has a lot of nostalgia for me as well. This is one I saw when I was younger that really kind of set with me. There's a couple of movies like that. You got Evil Dead. It's one of the first horror movies I watched. I have a special place for that. Dead Alive. Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Demons. There's just kind of this small group of movies that I saw when I was younger that got me in love with horror movies, and this is one of them. You know, this one did spawn, I think, 3. There's Return of the Living Dead 1, 2, and 3, and then there's a reboot as well. You know, this one is definitely the best of them. So I highly recommend, if you haven't seen this one, go check it out. It's awesome. The song that's playing is Stigmata Martyr. This song is awesome. Every time I hear that song, I think of this movie, and it was perfect for this scene in this movie. You know, it's got this guitar riff that's really cool, but it's got the scratchy noises, and it's very industrial sounding as well. And at the end, it's got like this reverse incantation that reminds me of something from like Child's Play or someone reading out of the Necronomicon. So it's got a really good feel, but the acting is decent in this movie. It's not the best, but the movie itself is a lot of fun. Again, it doesn't take itself too seriously. You can tell it's geared for the horror fanatic. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. Appreciate watching this video. If you haven't, hit the like and subscribe button. Sorry I haven't been on here in a while, but I hurt my knee and I am waiting for surgery, which is T-minus a couple days from now, so I haven't been too active lately. So hopefully that will change soon. So I appreciate watching, and I will see you on the next video on Twisted Terrors. And I'm Zomboy, saying see you later.
Un hombre del